All right, I'm here with an updated look at my game room for the end of 2021. Last year's video was far and away my most popular video on the channel, so I appreciate everyone checking it out. You guys really seem to like it, so I'll continue to do it. I've been doing it every year. At the end of the year, I'll continue to do it. But game room's changed a bit. Pretty much all the shelves are organized differently now. New shelves in as well, so we'll get to all that new stuff. Should be a good time. As always, when it comes to new viewers, this channel or this video always gets new people into the channel. So you might wonder how I've been getting this stuff. I've been collecting since 2011, and I've been garage selling, flea marketing, thrifting since 2013. So what you see here is essentially a lot of games that I got from garage sales and a lot of stuff that I get dirt cheap, a couple dollars each, some very valuable stuff for a few dollars each. And then a lot of stuff that is now gone that I trade away to get a lot of valuable stuff as well and end up not paying hardly anything for it. So I, buy stuff at sales, usually libraries, flip stuff that I don't want or flip stuff I already have and use it to fund the collecting. So the way to do it, if you can, if you're able to, it's a lot more time consuming, but it's a lot cheaper. And that's all what all the channel's about. So make sure to check out the pickup videos and all that stuff on the channel if that interests you more. Let's get into it. You don't want to hear me talking. First shelf, this one was not here last year. The handheld shelf. The lighting's not amazing over here, so sorry about that. But handheld shelf, I got some special editions. I usually put some special editions at the top just to look cool. So those are Switch special editions. But 3DS library. And if you're interested, I do a look at each individual game in my collection, kind of go over thoughts, talk about them a little bit, give some recommendations. So if that interests you, check out the video game collections playlist on the channel. And all the most updated versions of those videos are in that playlist. So, and we have Nintendo Switch collection coming soon. Gonna update that again. What you'll see usually in the collection is that I put like bigger box stuff at the end. I don't know, I feel like it kind of it looks better to kind of put it all at the end, and then it kind of signifies the end of that collection. And then I got this Luigi's Mansion statue from Club Nintendo. Year of Luigi. Never forget the Year of Luigi. DS collection. Would like to do more DS collecting. It's just, I don't know, it's getting expensive and don't see a lot of it anymore, unfortunately. But what can you do, I guess. And then this is a Fire Emblem new 3DS XL system for Fire Emblem plates. I got that at a pawn shop for about the half the price that it was going for at the time. Definitely cool to have in the collection. And then that is the 3DS XL I used before I upgraded to the new 3DS XL. Vita, a little bit of a smaller library, but a really solid library. I like the Vita a lot. And I got the Trails of Cold Steel special edition there. PSP. These are all garage sale finds and stuff like that. I'm going to be honest, guys, I don't have a PSP yet. Been saying this for years. I just can't find one that the screen's in good condition or the batteries aren't like exploded. And I know you can replace that stuff, but a little bit of a pain. Sega Nomad. Really cool system. This wasn't a garage sale find. A box of like some Super Nintendo stuff, and then this was in there for $20. So really great deal, and cool to see that. This is my complete in box Game Boy, and then it goes to Game Boy Color games. Got the Oracle games there, which were, one of them was just bought by Trade Credit not too long ago. Pokemon games were in like an eBay lot. I think I got them. They're complete. I got them for $40 with a Game Boy Color system because the listing that they made was like horrible. So this was a long time ago. You can't really find great deals on eBay anymore, so I don't usually. This is a Bomberman collection for Game Boy, and what's cool about it is it's in like a little bandage type tin, like an old time bandage tin. I thought that was fun. I got that in Japan. You'll see some stuff kind of that I got when I went to Japan in 2018. Hope to go again soon, but they got to open up first. Game Boy Advance games, another small collection, but some good stuff. I just got the Fire Emblems recently with some trade credit. Those Klonoas, I think they were like $8 each at my local game store. They didn't even know what they were doing with that. Minish Cap was another one I got recently with trade credit. Metroid Fusion was another one I got with trade credit this year. Wario Land 4, I got the box for free, and I completed that. Some Japanese Game Boy Advance games. Ace Attorney games, I'm a big Ace Attorney fan. Mother 3, Bomberman game. Resident Evil Gaiden, I don't know if you can see that too well, but Resident Evil Gaiden, I got that at a garage sale this year for, I think, 50 cents. Really cool game, really weird game, but really cool. Game Gear games in the box. This was a garage sale find this year as well for, I think, $2. F1 Race complete. And some Tiger Gamecom games. Those are actually sealed. Don't really need to play those. Gamecom, not great. TV, this is LG. It's 5 years old now, 4K, 55-inch. Still does the job great, so no complaints there. Just have it all hooked up to a sound bar. And I'll go over my consoles that I have hooked up to the HD TV. Xbox One S. Nintendo Switch. I have the Skyward Sword Joy-Cons on that. PS3. This is still empty. I had my PS4 there, but I boxed that up because I just don't need to have that out. So, because I just play them on the PS5, which we'll get to. Xbox 360, this is the Star Wars version. This isn't currently plugged in because I plug it in when I want to use it, but it's just kind of a pain to have that big, huge power brick sitting there. PS3 Fat, you might ask why I have two PS3s set up. This is the backwards compatible model, so it's nice to just be able to play these games, with HDMI on this TV. It's a bit more convenient. I can play PS2 games. And then I like trophies. I don't really want my system over here kind of in my account filled up with a bunch of junk trophies when I test games that I sell on eBay, so I also use this to test PS3 games. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really bad at cable management, so that's just the disaster there. And Wii U. PS5, if you watched this game room tour last year, I had this on the floor. That is not the case. I found this actually at a garage sale for $2, this stand, and it's pretty sturdy. It's pretty nice. Cleaned it up, and it cleaned up really nice, so that's cool. So that was a good buy. I don't know what to put on these yet. I pre-ordered the Ace Attorney Nendroids. I think I'm going to put them on that top shelf there, and then the bottom one, I'm not sure. Maybe if I ever buy like a bigger figure or something. So, the more modern games, modern quote-unquote games wall here. Most comments I got last year were, what shelves do I use? I'm going to answer that. They're called the Atlantic Oscar. So this is two Atlantic Oscars put together. Right under the Zelda, you can see it kind of splits the seam there. So this is two Atlantic Oscars put together. They're about $120 each. Sometimes they go on sale on Amazon for $80. They're on Amazon. I'm going to put a link in the description to these shelves. This is an affiliate link, so it does help out the channel. I get a little bit of a kickback from it. This is also an Atlantic Oscar. It is a smaller one as well that my handheld shelf is. So keep that in mind. I think that one's 5 foot tall. So let's go into it. Just some big box stuff that I like to display up here. Some of my favorite series and stuff like that. Mega Man, Persona, Yakuza, Zelda, stuff like that. Switch games. Next week will be an updated look at my Switch collection, so tune in for that. If you're watching this later, it'll already be out, of course. PS5, I've done a collection video for that. And this actually came with the No More Heroes Killian Dollar Trilogy Special Edition from Japan. Picked this up. And then I picked that up, and then this was just like a bonus. I think it's like a tumbler or something, but I like Grasshopper. I thought the kind of box was cool, so I just thought, these keep falling over. I'm going to just put that there. Some Amiibos. I'd like to get a way to display my Amiibos better. So what I'm thinking of doing, actually, I'm going to take you over here. This beam's kind of in the way. I was thinking about painting this and extending it with some wood and making it into like a shelf and putting them up there. So that might be a thought, because it's kind of unsightly. So if I could paint it to match the room a little bit better and then make it into a shelf, that'd be kind of cool. But you got to work with what you work with. So I recently did these shelves because they were pretty packed. If you watched last year's video, I recently redid these so that what we're, I had more space to grow a little bit, so have some shelf fillers like this because, I'm expecting the PS5 collection to get pretty big. Put the Ace Attorney anime Blu-rays here, as well as some perler beads I got at a local convention years ago now. Some more Amiibos. Xbox One. Mostly played on PS4. Mostly play PlayStation in general and Nintendo, but still, some Xbox One games. A lot of these like from garage sales and stuff that I picked up because I figured, that'll be cool to check out. PS3. I really like PS3. This was my primary system that generation, so you'll see a lot of multi-plats on PlayStation 3. PlayStation 4 just did a collection video for this recently. One of my favorite consoles. Great library, great lineup. And I really like that it's just playable on PS5, and it's like going to be supported for a while, I'm sure. This is that No More Heroes Killian Dollar trilogy that I was talking about. I just really like the box art. I thought the box art was really cool, so picked that up. A bit pricey, but oh well. Got it on Amazon Japan. Wii. I know a lot of people like to hate on the Wii, but I don't know. I think it has a really unique and cool library. I'm going to find a better way to film these. It gets kind of harder to film at the bottom. But yeah, Wii's really cool. I think it has like a really good, interesting lineup. It's not exactly... It's one of the most unique lineups because it was just a time where games were much cheaper to make and they could really mess around with some weird stuff. And is a lot of it bad? Yeah. Really bad. But get some winners in there. GameCube. GameCube is my favorite system. It's such a shame that it's so expensive to collect for. I finished what I wanted out of my GameCube collection 2014, 2015, so there's only a few games I'm looking for, like Chibi Robo, whatever. So I'm good with it, but this library is getting expensive. Notable game here. Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. I tell this story all the time. I got this off a friend for $10. This was in 2013, which it was a much cheaper game then. It was about a $20 game back then, if you can believe that. So I didn't mean to rip them off, but things happen. Wii U. I am actually going for a full Wii U set. One of the game systems I'm going for a full set on. I actually had most of the good ones, so it only made sense to kind of just finish the library. I like the Wii U. I mean, I don't think it's going to ever be looked upon very fondly, but it had some great games. It's not going to get the credit it deserves because most of those games were ported to Switch, though. Zelda Wii U gamepad. I just got the Zelda Wii U at a garage sale this year for $60, so it was in really great shape. Usually they're kind of scuffed up and scratched up, but this one was adult-owned, so I was able to get the gamepad, and I just figured I'd put it on display in one of these because it looks nice. PS2, big library. Another one kind of like the Wii. Obviously, PS2 is a little bit more well-renowned, but just a big library of games because it was like a kind of a time that was really great for development. Really booming out there back then. Not quite as expensive, so. And then we'll finish the PS2 games down here with some bigger box ones. Magna Carta, that's kind of an interesting Korean-developed RPG. Wild Arms 5 was actually a pawn shop find for like a few dollars. It's gone up in price a lot. Arcalad was from Japan, I think, for like $5 or something like that. Really, really cheap. Original Xbox. I think a lot of people sleep on the original Xbox for collecting. Sorry. The way this is shot is atrocious, but it's kind of hard to shoot this low on the shelf, so you're going to have to forgive me. Kind of do a shot of the Xbox. Yeah, I mean, the original Xbox is cool. Doesn't get the credit it deserves. I think it's going to probably see kind of a retro appreciation soon enough. Now that it's about 20 years old, but it doesn't get the credit it deserves. There's some really interesting stuff on here that's only on Xbox. The best version of some multiplats is on here. It's a really good system. And these are, all these games were acquired. I don't think I've paid more than $10 for original Xbox game. And I got like the Fatal Frames, stuff like that. Definitely some higher end stuff, Otogi and stuff, some cool stuff. And it's really cool that you can play a lot of these games on the Xbox Series X as well. Really cool. I'm looking to get an Xbox Series X soon. I really am impressed with the backwards compatibility. 360. a system a lot of people have a lot of fondness for. I think it's good. I just I don't feel like the same way as a lot of people do. Moving on though. My end table. Just throw some controllers on here. There's my microphone I use for playing games on Discord and making videos and stuff. My table, we can see a look at what's in this table. Controllers, my Vita, just the charge cable, wires, capture card. You might see more from that coming soon. That's a new purchase. Sofa. Spend too much time on that probably, but what can you do? So I've yet to use this space here, this wall space. We got to kind of touch up the paint and stuff on some of it, but looking soon enough to make some use of this. A lot of people recommending me like put like arcade 1-ups here, but this is kind of a hall. I can't really put stuff here because it'll just block my way to the door. So I got to kind of keep it to just posters. And I'd like to get some posters and frame them and put them on this wall. So more from that soon enough. Matching love seat. This was actually not here last year, but I have it. I guess I should back up. This is the retro shelf now. So some older stuff here. So let's jump into that. Up top, some of the classic consoles here. We got NES, SNES, the TurboGrafx 16 Classic, which I think is probably actually the best of the classic consoles, and no one talks about it, which is a shame. Sony, probably the worst, the PlayStation one, other than like the at games, really garbage ones. Not a great effort. Spice Orange GameCube, I got that in Japan for like $50, something crazy. It's not easy to get to Japan, obviously. It's an expensive endeavor. But if you're interested in the culture, I definitely recommend it. If you're interested in travel, I definitely recommend it. And as a game collector, even in Tokyo, which people say is overpriced, you can get some great deals on some really cool stuff. So keep that in mind. I know obviously it's a privilege to be able to go there, but if you're able to do it, by all means. This was a garage sale find, I think $25 with a stack of some solid games, like Killer 7 was in there and some good stuff. Great deal. Genesis Mini, and maybe this is the best of the mini consoles. I don't know. This is the actual Sega made one and not the At Games one. These are both garage sale finds as well. Really clean Model 3 Genesis box. Don't see the box for that one too often. And Mario Paint as well. Oh. NES, I'm going to do like 2 shelves at a time of these. Not my favorite system to collect for, but it's a fun system to collect for. I find a lot of it at garage sales. Once again, it's not a system I really buy stuff for too much. You can see Wayne's World here, which is a pricier game, about $250. That was a garage sale find this year. I bought a whole bunch of really great stuff for $60 total, something like that. And once again, like I've been saying, collection videos on the channel in the video game collections playlist. I got some loose Genesis games as well. Don't try not to collect Genesis games loose, but I mean, some good titles here that I'm not going to pass up, obviously. I'm trying to see here, like Castlevania Bloodlines, a good title, also a really just good game in general. But that was like a Goodwill find, I think, for like $4. Back when you could get stuff at Goodwill. And some loose 32X and Master System games as well as some Sonic. Super Nintendo. Classic system. I mean, there's nothing you can say about Super Nintendo. Great. I try to actually collect, as you'll see with N64 and Super Nintendo, I try to collect as many as I can complete in box, and you'll see that collection in a bit. But Earthbound, guys, garage sale find. Paid $5. It's authentic. It's real. Paid $5. It was in 12 games, $60 in a bundle. I asked the woman what she wants, and she tells me, well, I know these games are worth money, so I want $60 for the whole bundle. And I take it. I do it. Authentic. This has been like my most wanted game for a long time now. I think since 2011, since I started collecting, I've wanted to have a physical copy, but I can never bring myself to just buy it. But I knew one day, and it happened in May of 2021, this year. So, garage selling, you got to do it, guys. Check out the pickups videos. The ones that are uploaded in summer are garage sales, mostly. And there's some great finds there. And I did actually this year a best of garage sales video. So if you're interested in that, check that out. Kind of gives you a taste of what you could be looking for. I'll put that in a card. Pac-Man glasses, and then this is actually like a plug and play. It wasn't a very good plug and play. I got it for cheap, but I thought the Pixel Pac-Man looked pretty decent there on the shelf as a shelf filler. Go to my N64 collection, some higher end ones. Super Bowling, which I have a funny story about if you watch my most valuable games video. And Bomberman 64, another trade credit buy of a higher end game. I'm actually going for the full N64 set. These are my loose games. I'm 25 to 30 games away, I think, from N64 complete. I think more of them now in the box than I do loose, so that's always exciting. I would like to, at some point, once I kind of get closer to finishing the set, do that, do the end labels and everything, but I don't have those yet. So this shelf is kind of annoying because it's like a little taller, has to be a little taller than the other ones, but it fits these like long jewel case size cases pretty nicely. Die Hard Arcade, this was a garage sale find from this year in a box with a couple other Sega games for $10. So really cool game, cool find there. The long box PlayStation games, those are always weird to find, but they're fun to find. That's a fun collection to do. Metroid Dread amiibos. The Banjo-Kazooie U2 figure, I don't really care too much about U2s because most of it's like YouTubers. But they did this one. I thought it was cute, so I picked it up. Some Japanese GameCube games. And a couple of amiibos. I always liked these Japanese GameCube games. These are the same case that we got the Game Boy Advance player disc in. So they actually did these little cases in Japan, and we just got the regular size case. So moving back here, I didn't show these. These weren't here last year. These pixel frames. These are on Amazon as well as other places. I'll put the link in the description. These are really nice, actually. I think they're about $25 each, but they're really nice. They look cool. They have them for like Sonic and Street Fighter too, but I got Mega Man X and Castlevania. And yeah, I like these quite a bit. They look pretty cool, and they're good on the wall, as hopefully frame picture should be. I'm going to do another 2-shelf one on this. Dreamcast games. This is another one I'm going for full set, and I think I'm about 25 away. I have some of the big ones from trade credits and stuff. So that's cool. I have Elemental Gimmick Gears, a pretty good one, and that was a garage sale find last year for $1. So I got Dreamcast, and then I'm going to also have PlayStation 1, and I'll point out any interesting ones that come about there. But Mars Matrix was at a convention. I picked that one up earlier this year at a convention in Cleveland. So, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Box Genesis games, like I said, I try to get them in the box, considering they're just easier to find in the box than like a Super Nintendo or something would be. Sorry, once again, it is kind of difficult to film once you start getting closer to the floor here. But I like the Genesis quite a bit. I think it's another underrated classic system. People think like just Sonic for Genesis, but there's so much more. It's a really fun system to collect for. Some 32X games boxed as well. Another underrated classic systems. These are all from garage sales. Most of them was actually from a garage sale find where I got the system in a stack of games that were complete, and the system was complete in box for $50. That was in 2016, I want to say, maybe 17. Great deal. And I like the Master System. I think it's fun. If you were an NES fan and you don't really care too much about Master System, I would, recommend checking it out. It's a cool system, and definitely hits the same, classic 8-bit, vibes and everything, obviously. But you can also get some games that you haven't run into the ground, like on the NES. 3DO games there. Putt Putt and whatever. Some Animal Crossing, World of Nintendos. The Gamecom classic system. Gamecom fans rise up. Some soundtracks. These are actually, except for one of them, are from thrift stores. Legend of Mana was from a Goodwill. That Pokemon one, I think, is one of the movies that's from Japan. Just really weird that it was at a Goodwill, too. But I think that's Yahtzee in there, but I just liked the box as like a shelf filler. Keith Courage, my only TurboGrafx game. Unfortunate. Japanese PlayStation 1 games. And Japanese Dreamcast games. I'd like to beef up the Japanese Dreamcast collection next time I go there. Oh, I didn't turn this sign on. Oh, no. Never mind. Yeah, I did. This was from Etsy. It's not official or anything. I don't know who the seller was. I got it as a gift, so I got some people asking me that before. You might see this shot as one of my unboxing video shots. This is Lego Tokyo. I bought this. Actually, it's funny. When I went to Tokyo in 2018, I had a bunch of Legos when I was a kid, and I had the collector mentality back then as well. So I kept, all the stuff nice and neat and organized, and all the pieces accounted for and everything. And I was able to sell those, and that was what helped me fund my trip to Tokyo. So I thought the Lego Tokyo was funny in a sense, and I think it looks aesthetically pleasing as well. So this TV stand for this TV is actually, I got this at a thrift store for $5. It wasn't the best looking stand, but I saw it had some potential with just how much shelving there was on it. It's hard to find TV stands now that fit, these classic TVs. So that's another part of it. But I got it home. I spent more on paint than I did on the shelf. I think the paint was like $9 and the shelf was $5. But I got this thing and I think it looks great. I think this is a great shelf. It's really sturdy. And after I painted it black, I think it looks great. So if you're looking for retro furniture, you want to check out your thrift stores. Don't go to Goodwill. Goodwill sucks in general. Not a good company, but they always overprice for their furniture and it's usually crap. But other thrift stores, ones that are actual charities, definitely worth checking out. And I got Animal Crossing demo running there. So consoles I have hooked up here. The Wii and the GameCube and the Dreamcast. And Slim PS2 and N64. Those are a little harder to see. And then this is all, once again, not the best with, managing my cables. But those are the switcher boxes for those. And we also got Saturn and Xbox original over here as well. And these are all hooked up, ready to go at a moment's notice. And then in here, some systems that I can hook up real quick if I want them. There's a Virtual Boy controller, 3DO, NES and Super Nintendo. I want to get the Super Nintendo hooked up. I don't really have a good place for it. And most of the games on NES and Super Nintendo, I just pull out the Super Nintendo or NES Classic and play them on there because most of the ones I want on there are on there, but I need to get that thing out. And TurboGrafx, which I'd like to collect more, you just don't find the games anywhere. The TurboGrafx was a garage sale find for $40, but I don't even find the games in stores, and on eBay they get pretty pricey. I tend not to go on eBay as well because I'd rather either buy stuff for cheap or if I'm paying retail, I want to be able to use trade credit. So this is actually the TV that my family had when I was a kid, and it has since found its way down here. It's a Hitachi, and surprisingly, it still works. It's they got it even before I was born. This thing's like over 30 years old, and still works great. Great picture, honestly. I know everyone wants to get the Trinitrons, and the Trinitrons are starting to get hard to get, but I have this Sharp here that I think has a good picture. This was actually a pretty late release TV. We actually got this from my grandmother. She was pretty elderly and she did not understand flat screen TVs at all. So we went to Circuit City probably around 2008, 2009 and got this thing when you couldn't find you could only find flat screen TVs. You couldn't find a CRT. And this one, of course, is a lot older, but I think they're both good color, good TVs. And we'll get closer in and take a look at the consoles I hooked up on this one. The Genesis monstrosity. You can see kind of that I have the 32X on top and a Sega CD on there. Sega Master System, like I said. Super Famicom, PlayStation ONE, and a Japanese PlayStation, which of course is playing the demo for Japanese Crash Bandicoot 3. Sorry, it's not playing right now. So, last year I had Japanese Crash Bandicoot 2 playing. I figured I'd up my game. These little shelves, I have more shelves like these that I've yet to put up. Kind of want to fill the space a little bit more on the walls. Just some little things. The Game & Watches that they've done recently. The gold and silver Mario amiibos and some little figures and characters. Zelda amiibos and stuff. Going into the last stretches of shelves. So these are not the Atlantic Oscars. These are not shelves that I would even recommend getting. These were from a hardware store. If you're in the Midwest, it's called Menards. If you're in the Midwest, you probably know it. They were like $27 each, something like that. And they do the job. They do the job. They hold things, but they are really crap. Really bad. So I wouldn't recommend them. I don't think they can sell them anymore. That's why I switched to the Oscars. But they actually are a good size for the like boxed N64 games displaying them. So that's why I keep them around. And also, those are kind of expensive. I already have 4 of them or 5 of them, and those Oscars get expensive. So I'll keep these around for now. I've got kind of my Zelda collection up here. That Zelda 2DS is still sealed. Kept it sealed. This is the Majora's Mask collector's edition with the... you can see what I'm talking about here. I mean, like, look at the top. It's not even finished. It's like just a plain. They're like thinking, you're not going to see the top. This has the expansion pack, the Majora's Mask. It's from Japan, and that was like $25. Like, once again, cool stuff you can get there. This Zelda 2DS XL, that's also still sealed. That's definitely gone up in price. I bought that with trade credit from GameStop because I just thought it would be fun to have for the collection. And Majora's Mask 3DS XL. I actually use that 3DS XL when I play 3DS and some of the amiibos. So N64 is the only collection that I don't really have a very good updated collection video for. And I'm waiting till I finish the collection to do it. That's pretty much the big thing. So if you're looking for that collection, I do not have a good collection video. I think the last one I did was probably 6 or 7 years ago now. But I try to get the boxes. You might ask how I have so many boxes. Back like 2013, 2014, people would just sell the boxes on eBay. Didn't really care. So I just completed a lot of games that way. So, and I also had a couple local game stores that would price their complete in box games the same as how they would go loose. So I ended up just starting to get them. You find them at garage sales every so often. Yeah, that's just kind of how I started getting them. Sorry for the glare. These are all in plastic box protectors from videogameboxprotectors.com. I definitely recommend if you have complete in box games to check them out. Helps shape them a little bit better, get them a little bit easier to display, and also protects them from any more damage. I mean, we're talking about 20 plus year old cardboard now. But yeah, I really like the iconography of the N64. I like the library a lot too. I think it's a lot of fun, but I like the iconography a lot. And I really like just collecting them complete in box, especially since they don't have end labels, but it's just a fun collection to do either way. Some of my systems. This was from a garage sale, one of my legendary garage sale finds with a bunch of great PS1 and N64 stuff and strategy guides for $44 with that in there. Orange one. I got this one recently, another trade credit thing. From garage sales, I had about $2,000 worth of trade credit over this year. So that's kind of how I've been able to buy so much trade credit stuff recently. And then the green one, this was the first N64 I got. I didn't grow up with the N64. I didn't buy one until later. I bought it in 2011 when I started collecting. And what's funny is that I went to a game store in a mall, of all places, too, that was selling this. They were selling the regular gray N64s for $25, and the colored ones, I don't want to say colored like that. The Fantastic ones were $35. So just goes to show you how much things have changed. Complete in box NES games. Another fun one to go for. I really like the complete in box stuff in general. There's something enjoyable about just having the stuff that most people have thrown away and being able to kind of preserve this cardboard for so long. These Castlevania trilogy, those were $20 each from a garage sale. I always kick myself that I didn't get more from the guy, but Zeldas, we got the gray cart and the gold cart versions. Mega Man, I got that for really cheap at a store. They mispriced it. Star Wars doesn't have a box protector. I got this earlier at a garage sale. The same one I got Wayne's World at. Box Super Famicom games. I've always liked box Super Famicom games because they look like VHS tape boxes. So I think that's fun. That is Bahamut Lagoon. It is a Squaresoft RPG that never came out over here. And some boxed N64 stuff from Japan as well. We got Animal Crossing, the original release. Dance Dance Revolution, Disney Party. Wonder J2 Project, which I hear is one of the better games. That didn't come out over here. Then a few accessories that I have in the box. This cleaning kit is actually sealed. I don't know. With all this grading crap, maybe I should get that graded. I don't know. Probably not. But so I'm not sure I'm going to do this. I have this box here. That's my Mandalorian nightlight that I got for like 20 cents on clearance at Lowe's. I actually wanted a nightlight and it just was cheap. And, you know, Mandalorian's pretty cool, I guess. This is a Nintendo box from an antique store. This is like vintage 80s, and it's pretty cool. It's Mario and Zelda, and yeah, I like that one. I kind of have it in the corner here. I don't have anything in it, I don't think. Maybe some accessories, I don't know. Once again, Super Nintendo boxed Donkey Kong Country Trilogy. I actually just got Donkey Kong Country Last, the original one, at a garage sale earlier this year, so you can still find some good completed box stuff. Final Fantasies were there, Mega Man X. I'm running out of space, that's why they're kind of stacked on the top. And I'm going to try to slide this past the box for that last little one there. And down there, called Nintendo pin set, Mario 3DS holder, and that's a Zelda strategy guide, hardcover strategy guide chest. That's a pretty cool piece. Some paperback strategy guides. These were all, most of these are from garage sales. And a lot of them actually, a lot of good ones like Silent Hills and Resident Evils were actually from someone who just threw them out to the curb the day they were having their garage sales. They had them in a box on the curb, and I'm like, you throwing these away? Can I have them? And they're like, yeah, sure. I was like, okay, you could have sold, I would have probably bought these. I would have paid you money for these, but I guess I'll take them off the curb. Some hardcover strategy guides, and some art books and like big box books and stuff, and a Power Glove as well. So that's this shelf. There it is. Futon as well. Same futon. This is a PlayStation branded table here. As you can see, this was from Pottery Barn Teen. I got it on clearance actually. And yeah, it's a pretty cool table. I keep retro controllers and the like in there. So easy access. Try to keep them all tidy. Some coasters, those are NES coasters, as you can see. And then, yeah, I have the Bowser's Fury GameStop poster. It might be cringe to frame a GameStop poster, but I thought this was a good print. Don't usually like GameStop's posters because they kind of remind me of like, I don't know, like a dorm room. They usually have like the ESRB plastered on there and the consoles that it's on, like the name of the game. But I really like this one. I thought this was just a cool piece of art. And guys, if you have posters, if you're going to have posters in your game room, just get them framed. Frames aren't expensive. I got a bunch of these frames for like buy one, get one free. I think they're like $8 each. So just get the frames, guys. It makes your posters look so much better. But yeah, that is the game room. I'll do a quick pan around here. I'm sorry, guys. The stairs are not done quite yet. Next year. But yeah, that is the game room. Hope you all enjoyed this year's look at it. And I appreciate everyone for watching. Like I said before, we'll put the shelf in the description and everything like that. And if you could like this video, leave a like. It really helps out the channel. If you could subscribe if you're already subscribed, and check out the other videos, how I got some of this stuff. Be really greatly appreciated. Leave a comment down below. That really helps out. I'll answer any questions that you have. I think I'm actually going to do a Q&A. I'll put the information at the beginning of the video. So if you have any questions, put them in there, and I will do a Q&A video at the end of the year to kind of answer those. So by all means, other than that, follow me on Twitter at ObjoGaming. And I'd like to thank you for watching, and until next time.